Texts have now been unsealed in the case of the 4 Idaho college students who were stabbed to death in 2022. Haunting messages from the 2 surviving roommates giving an unseen look into the moments of the killings. The pair were trying to reach their friends from inside that very apartment that they shared, not yet knowing that they were brutally murdered. Those texts from Dylan to Bethany reading, "No one is answering. I'm really confused right now." Dylan then texting Kaylee Consalvis, who was killed that night. "Kaylee, what's going on?" Bethany saying, "Yeah, dude, WTF. Xana was wearing all black." Dylan answering, "I'm freaking out right now." Then Dylan pointing out she saw a person wearing what looked like a ski mask. Joining us now for expert insight is NewsNation's law and justice contributor and former FBI special agent Jennifer Coffindaffer. Jennifer, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Natasha.
And Jennifer, first, your reaction to these brand new text messages.
Well, my initial reaction was how corroborative they were to what we saw in the probable cause affidavit. These text messages show emphatically that Dylan Mortensen was scared, didn't know what happened, and it confirmed her vision of seeing someone in a ski mask.
Is that the most important detail that you're gleaning from these texts, the presence of someone there in a ski mask?
Yes, that's probably the most important. But the other thing this does is establish the timeline. It really is giving investigators and the entire investigation, actually, the exact moments, window of time that these 4 students were murdered.
Will these messages have any effect on the case against Bryan Kohberger?
Yes, they will. Anytime you have evidence that can support somebody's witness statement, in other words, a witness can say whatever they want, but when you have text messages with timestamps, this tells specifically, it backs up what that person says.
There's been a lot of public accusation and public blame towards these surviving roommates for not calling police sooner, for not doing more. Your thoughts on this, and do you think these texts will only worsen that public sentiment?
Actually, Natasha, it's really hard to read something like that as an investigator, and this is why. Anytime you have hindsight, sure, you can say they should have done this, they should have done that, but likely Dylan Mortensen secreting herself in that bedroom and text messaging just might have saved her life. At the end of the day, she lived and Bethany lived, and that could have been because of their actions. They had nothing to do with this and did everything they could in their frightened state.
Okay. A court filing recently revealed a 3-person mixture of unknown DNA was found under victim Madison Mogen's fingernails. What does this tell us about the murders?
Well, this is really critical. It was actually offered as exculpatory information because they were underneath the fingernails, the left side fingernails of Maddie Mogen, where again, that knife sheath was found with Bryan Kohberger's DNA. But this is thought to be a mixture of not only Maddie Mogen's, but there's been a statistical chance that it also could be Bryan Kohberger's. That is why the defense is trying to keep it out. So even though it's not emphatically Bryan Kohberger's, there's a statistical probability that's given.
Okay. And suspect Bryan Kohberger, meanwhile, now demanding that several words be banned from his trial, including bushy eyebrows. That seems like a very specific request. Why is he pushing for this?
Well, he's pushing for it because Dylan Mortensen, that was the one thing she could glean. This individual was in a ski mask, but yet she identified bushy eyebrows, and Bryan Kohberger has bushy eyebrows.
One more quick question for you. We see Kohberger's defense now saying he has autism. Is this in an attempt to try to avoid the death penalty, or what do you glean from this?
I think definitely, Natasha. What he's trying to do is, first of all, they're trying to show the jury that he had issues and that he should be spared the death penalty. But, Natasha, this is coming up for the first time in this man's life, and we've never heard about any of this for 2.5 years.
Okay. Jennifer Coffindaffer, appreciate it as always. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.